Welcome back. We're doing another one of our Winterfest, Buildfest, Fest videos. And today's lot was actually kind of difficult for me to decide. It's right next to that shop lot that I built. Like I said, it's near the gambling den, near the opium den, like it's kind of shady. And originally this lot was listed as a fence. And my ideas were for a sim to own this, and then maybe sims that didn't have a lot of money could sell their items to him to then sell on this lot. I didn't have a particular sim in mind, but like that was the idea. However, that's not really practical in Edirann, and I also don't think that it would be necessarily allowed for somebody to be so blatantly ripping people off, because the idea was, again, the sim, I keep saying he, like it was anyone, it could have been anyone, but like was giving sims far less than what their items were worth kind of thing. So at this point, I think it's more like a shady market. I wouldn't go so far to say like it's a black market, but definitely if you need something kind of questionable, you could definitely come here and find what you need, also information, that sort of things. That's my excuse for building yet another kind of shopping lot. I also just need places to go. I really do, and again, these lots have just sat here named since I started my rebuild, which I keep saying is 2 years ago, but I don't actually know. I really don't. I've rebuilt Edirann too many times to keep track. So yeah, that's really all this is. I had so much fun decorating this. I had so much fun because I decorate inside and out, and like it was a blast. I've been watching Pete Complete play through Mass Effect, which I never actually personally played Mass Effect. What happened was my brother really wanted me to know about Mass Effect, and we shared basically a room, and so he was like, what if I play through, but you make all of the decisions? And I was like, okay, that could work, because I'm not necessarily the best at video games, and I don't like that, so that's why I hadn't really played it. And so yeah, that's what happened, is I would be on my computer, and then like, I would pay attention, but things would pop up, and I'm like, okay, let's do that, let's do this. And it was really fun, and it was a nice bonding experience, especially for, he's very good at video games, and like, he wants to share that with other people, and I'm not, and it would be frustrating for him to watch me play, but me watching him play is a delight. We made it work. I've always liked watching that's why I'm not alone in this. Lots of people like to watch Let's Plays and streams and think, like, you're watching me build a house right now. Like, it's a thing, but for me in particular, growing up, we had like a little den where me and my brothers were basically told to go be, because my grandmother lived with us and she was in hospice care basically, but living with us. And so we had to be quiet and we had to not run around. So they got us a PlayStation, got us a computer, put us in a room. And obviously, PlayStation at the time didn't have a ton of multiplayer games. So what happened is my older brother kind of co-opted the PlayStation, I co-opted the computer, and my poor younger brother just watched us play. He watched both of us play. I would play Sims, and my older brother would play whatever happened to be popular. I did play on the PlayStation sometimes, but it was very rare. I know I was really into Kingdom Hearts, and I was so mad when he sold my Kingdom Hearts that I had saved up for. He traded it in GameStop. So mad. But yeah, my younger brother's the one that plays through things while I make decisions. And it works out for us. And we had really fun. Like, a lot of fun. Really fun. A lot of fun the first time. Mass Effect 2. This is the only time I think he's ever been angry with me. I think I've talked about this before, but like, we were playing through and I didn't like Miranda. And so I made a lot of decisions based on the fact that I didn't like Miranda, and I knew how the game worked at this point. And I thought if I was mean to her, she would not survive. And spoiler alert. I don't know why I'm saying spoiler. No, I do know why. I know people, they joke, they're like, oh, it's a 20-year-old movie. Younger people stumble across said media who weren't alive at that point and maybe don't want to be spoiled. Like, I'm trying to be better about that. Because I used to say, like, how you spoil Lord of the Rings? Well, yeah, but, like, people get born all the time. they're all out there, being born, living life, and then maybe at 7 they pick up a fantasy book. Sorry, there's a bit of a jump there. I was just picking stuff out. Pick up a fantasy book, and they don't want it to be spoiled. They want the magic that we all had reading those things or watching that media or what have you. So even with older media, I do try to be respectful. It's a new mindset that I'm trying to really solidify in my brain. I forget sometimes. It came up recently because in my Pathfinder role-playing group thing, the game master had never seen Buffy before, and so him and his wife were watching through it, and they said how far they'd gotten into it, and they're like, please don't spoil. And then immediately someone in my group said, yeah, but what about, and spoiled something, and I was like, dude, he just said, come on. I hate that. It happens with Wheel of Time sometimes, because Wheel of Time is an older series, but like, show fans exist, quite a few of them, and I love them, and I don't want to spoil things for them. If they don't want to read the books, they don't have to read the books. As long as they enjoy Wheel of Time, I'm happy in whatever form of Wheel of Time they choose to enjoy. Like, calm down. But like, there's some people that are really into the books that hate the show, that take great pleasure in like spoiling it for people, and I'm like, get out of here. Side note, I did want to do I wanted to put this little, it's like an opium station. I wanted to kind of hide it a little bit. I don't think that it's illegal in Edirann, but I do think it's frowned upon. But it does exist. It's just, I think as long as no one is blatant about it and there's not a major problem, kind of like how the whole opioid crisis thing happened. And they're like, well, it's not a problem until it was really a problem. And then they're like, all right, we probably should stop. Kind of like that. Because I know plenty of people in the chronic pain community were like, this is a problem. I twisted my ankle and you gave me 30 painkillers. What are you, and didn't even say anything to me. Which, yes, absolutely happened to me, and I was flabbergasted. And then a few years later, when it was a problem, I had a bunch of dental work done, and I was given a prescription for 2 Vicodin. 2! Which, fine, but also, when they just went and roto-rootered my mouth, I feel like I should have been allowed to have at least enough to last me more than a day. Especially when I have resistance to everything on the planet. Ugh. It's just me and just going on rants lately. It's just because I'm home alone a lot, and all I have is time to think while I'm doing all my nonsense. And so that's what I do, is I just sit and think about things, and I'm like, that wasn't right. That shouldn't have happened. Why did that happen? And I ordered a clipboard today. I am very excited about that because I've been volunteering at a local resource center. And the inventory, I did talk about this, but I didn't talk really about what it is. The food pantry, I believe, is mostly for the elderly, it seemed like. At least that day. And so they put together boxes and they come in and pick them up. But that's why they have a giant pantry in kind of a social resource center type thing. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, there's food, and so I ordered a pretty clipboard because I'm really excited to implement my ideas. And again, I'm just super excited at the concept that there's probably a room filled with clothing that's completely disorganized. And I've just made up this idea in my head that they have it, and I want to get my hands on it so badly. Which they might. It would make sense. They do, I think, have programs to help the homeless and things like that, too. So, they might have a room full of, coats, if nothing else. And, I just want to organize it. Just let me have this. Let me do it. Please. Let me have this one thing. In regards to the lot, there is quite a few functional things in this lot. Like I said, there's a little opium cooking station. There's some, I was gonna say eatable, but edible pastries that I don't have marked for sale, so I think Sims will just be able to grab them and eat them. I put just kind of some questionable things for sale, like that little critter in the box from The Sims Medieval. There's like a fairy in a cage. Lots of just random clutter. Like I said, nothing necessarily illegal, but like, this is where you would go if you wanted something illegal. But also not expensive stuff. Like, this isn't where the exotic, rare, crazy stuff is. This is just kind of where you need something sketchy. I also like that there's kind of like a little sleeping spot and cooking spot out there. Because it exists, homelessness exists, and it's probably existed forever. So, like, a little nod to the harder parts of life I felt was appropriate. I say this as someone who, I hesitate to say homeless, because like, I really only think there was 1 week in my life where I technically had nowhere to go. But it was definitely housing insecure. Like, there were times where I was sleeping on couches and friends would just let me stay with them for a couple of days. Like, that definitely happened a lot. But I never really thought of it as being homeless. And then one day, I don't even remember, it just kind of clicked. I'm like, technically you were. Like, you were sleeping on somebody's fold-out couch for like 2 months. Like, that fits the definition. That was not your home. You did not live there. But it just didn't occur to me. Because I don't know. I always think of homelessness as just like tent on the side of a freeway and like an incredibly difficult time and being judged for something that you had no control over. But that's not really all of it. Like, there's layers. It's an onion. There are layers. It's like an ogre. And it's just wild to me that like even I kind of didn't recognize that. And so many people don't realize how prevalent it is and how it can happen to just like, we're all paycheck to pay. Why am I talking about sad things? My brain is just like in it right now. But that's why I'm volunteering at a nice place that helps people, and it makes me feel better and like I'm physically doing something. Because I complain a lot, and I'm like, all right, if you're going to complain about the state of the world, you should probably be doing something beneficial or be quiet. And so this is what I'm doing. Along with putting potion bottles, which is very important. I'm so excited to make fake potion bottles. I don't know what's wrong with me in my brain, but like, I watched a bunch of tutorials where they make the glittery one where you shake it and it's all swirly and magic looking, and the ones with the little water beads in them, and I'm just like, yes. But I'm not going to make them until I get the shelves, which I'm getting them tomorrow. My voiceovers got backed up, so like, kind of doing these all in a row instead of once a day. I'm building once a day, but there was problems. So we're kind of jamming these all in at once. I don't know why I decided someone was selling turtles, but I did. And then these cages were being so difficult, and I didn't want to change the awning, and I'm positive there was a better way to do this, but like, I decided to take the most difficult path I possibly could. And that was that. That was, sometimes it'd be like that. And then after, you're like, why did I do that to myself? Just like, especially with building in The Sims 2, it'd be like that. But there's turtles. They're very important turtles. I know I'm all about like adding holidays in 2025 to Edirann, but like, also, I've started thinking about local wildlife and things, and like, I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet, but like, I want to. And I fear the consequences of that little thought process happening. Because if this is what I do with just turtles, imagine me coming up with an entire ecosystem and limitations on that. It's chaotic. Like, and I know some simmers have done that, especially with the sun and moon items, and like, it's incredible, but like, I should not. It would be a problem for me. it would be bad. It would be bad. I mean, I would enjoy it, but like, this is why I'm also not doing homebrew worlds for tabletop games right now, because it just, if I'm this hyper fixated on just painting a wall and moving some stuff around, because I'm redecorating, like, imagine me world building, and I guarantee you it's so much worse than anything you can imagine. Like, I won't eat, I just sit and obsess and Google and watch videos, and like, I can't do anything else. Can't concentrate. It's terrible. I'm getting better, but like, it's a problem. So I'm just kind of recoloring these, and I want to fill them up with stuff, because having the empty stalls, in some cases it makes sense, but like here I wanted it really cluttered and really just filled with stuff. And I could have added even more, but like, I did limit myself to kind of the OMSP, or not even OMSP, what am I talking about? The slots that are already on the thing. No OMSPs is what I was trying to say. I need to go to bed. I'm probably going to go to bed after this voiceover. I have one more video to do, but I'm probably not going to do it, because I think I need to sleep, because I'm on my little conspiracy rant, because while I do these builds, I watch the videos, and the internet convinces me that the world's so much more complicated than I already think it is. And that's not good. That's the first step in like a long path that leads you to wearing a tinfoil hat. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, also I hate the feeling of tinfoil, so I can't go that path. I can't do it. I touched a t-shirt that was low quality today from like Temu. I was just folding it, and like, I felt my spine want to exit my body at just touching it. Like, no. I can't believe that she wears them. I was just like, you willingly put this on your body and allowed it to touch you anywhere in any capacity. Are you a madman? Like, no way. Ugh. I don't even want to think about it. Oh, that was a tiny beagle making noise. But we're basically done with this lot, and like, I'm really happy with it, and I think it's gonna look so cute, like in the background of things. I'm really feeling accomplished by getting all these lots filled in. It looks so cute. I wish I could show you, but it's just pink soup, but like, I know in my head it's cute. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I'll see you in the next one.